Everyone, it's been a hot minute, hasn't it? Yeah, well, welcome back. So, sorry, I was going to take just a little time off, and a little time turned into a few months. And I know that I'm not starting back where I left y'all off because I got a little bit stuck on that project. Any of you that do paper art, or I think just any kind of arts in general, will find that you start out sometimes excited about a project and you end up getting stuck on a bump in the road and it just quits working. So I put that project aside, decided to take a little time off from having to do anything but daily. And not that I didn't do things, I just did things without the pressure of feeling like I needed to videotape everything, to record everything, not videotape, but y'all know, some of you that are old like me, that videotaping and recording and, Anywho, this this little book which it was a book. It was a book before I got a hold of it. It was in pretty much this condition. I don't know what I did with all of the guts from the inside. They are missing in my crap room. Yep, that's what I called it. Somewhere. I did some cleaning up, and that's what happens when I clean up. I put things in a place that makes perfect sense at the time. I know some of you can relate. It made perfect sense at the time where I stored those innards, and now I can't find them. So I will come across them when I am not looking for them. I am sure of it. Just because I wanted to look for it today to tell you, like, here's one page though. Maybe it's on this page. I wanted to be able to tell you what nope, it's not on here. I wanted to be able to tell you what the copyright date of this little French book was because it's adorable. This was the inside, first, like your cover sheet. This is the name of, look, I've got glue. I've got, yuck, please don't. Look at these hands. I did not wash them before I came on. I was in the middle of crafting. This was the title to the book. It's kind of, I wanted to put this in the journal, but then I was like, I don't want somebody to pick up on this self-deception as like get stuck in their brain and try to think that that was something that they needed to maybe write about, or that, like I thought it was kind of negative then. So I pulled it out of the signatures that I was putting together, decided not to use that. But what I really kind of wanted to show you was how I'm working on it. I will show you the signatures. They're put together but not sewn yet. I'm terrible about crafting, like doing like craft alongs, like showing what I'm doing at the time, because it takes me forever and a day to make a decision. And I feel like you don't need to be privy to that. You have better things to do with your life than watch me try to make a decision. So, and I'm kind of glad I put this on the back burner because then my brain started thinking in a new way. I wanted to use this cover as the cover to the journal just because it just seemed so unique and special to me. But as you can see, it was not in good shape. And I was trying to figure out how I was going to use it and keep it usable. And I'm still kind of on the fence just a tiny bit. But this is what I've come up with. I was trying to figure out a way. It's very brittle. And I was trying to figure out a way to be able to use it without that spine falling apart. But I wanted it to show because, I don't know, it's beautiful and grungy and all the things that I love. So I took some bookbinders mull. If you're not familiar with that, Google it. But it's found a lot of times your signatures are glued to it and then glued into the book. So I wanted to use something that would look, I almost said normal. I don't know what the word is. that would not look too new. I'm going to back us up just a little bit. Oop, oop, hang on. I wanted to use something that that still looked old and crusty and, you know, vintage antique-y. I knew it was going to show because that's part of that was missing. So I decided to go ahead and reinforce it with the mull in here. Then I'm going to reinforce it with this handmade paper. And these white lines are drawn on here because that's what I measured and marked for my signatures. So my center signature will actually be stitched into the center line. This is done in chalk. And then my signature on either side will be between the center line and this line out here. And I measure very few things. I usually measure start points and then I can eyeball the rest of it because measuring gives me a headache. So somewhere between, let me get something to point with besides my dirty finger, somewhere between this center line and probably like right here, between this center line and between this line, probably like right there is where my back signature will go. And probably like right around here is where the front signature will go. This is the chalk pencil that I used. If it came in a set, there's all different colors, but I love the white one for marking things like this. And I do have a darker one for marking on white. I mean, I can do it in any color, but I mean, these are like not very expensive. Can't even tell you where I got them. They were probably in a kid's set at TJ Maxx or something, but it's awesome for paperwork. It will rub off with very little effort. So anyway, this is a handmade paper. It's got this really cool, like scrolly, flowy, strange, I don't even know what it's on there with. I bought it and it was imprinted on one side. This is actually my favorite side, but this side looked really cool showing through on the back side of the book for me. So this is going to get glued here as well. And then I'm going to sew my signatures directly in through this back. I've got some brown, I don't know where it's at right now. There again, it's probably in that safe place that will take me hours to find. But it's kind of a brown that matches this brown and it's a waxed thread. So they will show on the back, but I think it'll complement. I think it'll look really cool. We shall see. This was actually, this might have been the first page. Look at that foxing. The whole book, the pages are like this. Isn't it very cool? So this is Flora and Sir Amory, who the book was about, but it was all in French, so I can't read it. But it was very cool. I was originally going to put that there at the very beginning, but I want to show you right down here. I don't know if you can see it good, but there's a number and it's very cool, I thought. And I didn't want to cover it up. It's like a stamped number 4. And then I can't quite tell what these three, it's 8, 9. I think it's 8, 8, oops, where am I? I think it's 8, 8, 9, but it was written in a really cool handwriting. So I decided this is a piece out of some antique wallpaper that I have. And I'm actually using some of that antique wallpaper as pages within the book. So I thought it was cool to cut that out. You could still see the really neat number. And then on the back here, so I decided to move this back here. I'm trying to decide at this point if I want to glue the whole thing down to that back page like that, or if I want to make it a flip out or a flip up. Here's my decision-making issues. Have them all the time. So, you know, it's one of those things. In any case, if I decide to glue it down, I will be adhering this. It will be, it'll probably be like slightly over the edge of that. It will look something like that. maybe I should take a poll. Do you guys like it better like that? Or do you think that I should glue this down? Because then you won't, I mean, if I do this, it'll be over the edge and you won't be able to move it. If I glue this down with this over the top, then I'll be either to make that I'll either be able to make it a flip up or a flip out. Just because I couldn't, I don't know. I love the way this paper looks. And I believe that this book was like 1800s, late 1800s. And I just think that the paper is in such good shape for the age of the book. And that foxing is just beautiful. So I didn't want to really, if I glue it completely down, then we lose that whole back. Or I could just leave it like this and I could make a journaling card for the inside. So there, I've got 3 options. It'll probably take me 3 days to decide what I want to do. All right, so we're going to put the cover aside. These are what the signatures look like right now. I haven't really done anything but put the pages together. There are 8 pages in each signature. This is what the other piece of that wallpaper looked like. That's kind of upside down to you. So it's got a running, like, I don't know what, it reminds me of juniper berries or something. And then this is the floral. So I could put it in, that's probably upside down. I probably need to put it in like this. But then, no, it's probably going to go in like this. Let me see what the back page looks like. That's the edge of it. Isn't that cool? Anyway, so there, I've got another decision to make. I'm going to put it in this way. Am I going to put it in this way? I really don't know. I think because the floral page is here, I think that would look pretty because when you flip this over, but then it's upside down, isn't it? I don't like it upside down. Well, it might go like that. I guess it's going to go like that because I don't like it upside down. Oh, dear. Okay, so piece of the antique wallpaper, and then this is just some parchment type paper, and then this is a digital. I wish when I first did a bunch of digitals, I did not label who they were by or where they were from. I wish I would have, because I have to search in my computer now forever to find this, but it's very pretty. And I just printed it on some, I mean, this isn't parchment. What is this? I don't know. I didn't prepare to come on and do this very well, did I? I can't remember what this is called. Anyway, this is on some cream colored paper. This was a map that came out of another book. I thought it was really cool, and it just gave some interest in texture. And that is just printed on that parchment type paper. There we go again with it upside down. This is part of a digital that is old ledger. This was just some vintage lined paper. And if you go back a few videos, I think we did the cloth tape technique. I kind of showed you with double sticky tape how I make the cloth tape, and I love it for reinforcing pages or putting them together, tipping them in. So these are actually, this was the actual size of the paper to begin with, and I wanted to hinge it, so I hinged it with another piece of this, and then just distressed the edges. This is another digital that I can't remember the kit that it came from, and I put it on coffee dyed paper. And then this is some grid paper that I had coffee dyed as well. And then you get the back, the other half. And you can see where I actually taped these 2 pieces of paper together with that piece of cloth. This was just a piece of regular cloth, and I put a piece of it on a sheet of double stick tape. Very cool. It's so easy. And if you can make it with any of the fabric that you have. So I thought my idea was to do the front signature and the third. There's 3 signatures. So I wanted to do the front signature and the back signature sandwiched first with the antiqued wallpaper. This would be the middle signature. So this is part of that digital ledger paper that I just printed on some off-white printer paper. Then the second page on this one is going to have your antique wallpaper. And then this is some paper that I dyed with cabbage. No, avocado. This is the avocado dyed. And then we've got this digital again. It kind of repeats itself. I'm kind of weird like that. I use a lot of the same papers repeating in my signatures. This one's got a couple of different digitals in it though. I'm in love with this. I don't know where it came from. Some of you might recognize it. I wish I could remember. I dropped the ball on that one. This was just out of a vintage notebook, and I love the edge just left raw. And then the center page is this gorgeous printable, and then I just printed it on, I printed another digital on the back of it. It looks like doily. And then these are the other halves of the pages. So I have yet to decorate them. I made this one a little flip out here. I've got other, pockets and corners and different things to add in there. But like I said, I am terrible about doing things as I record them because it takes me forever and a day. So I'm not really sure how these are going to put together. But this one will be first. This is the middle. And then this one is the third. And they will all go in here. I made them bigger than the cover because I thought it would be interesting to look like it's just kind of holding things together. I thought it just gave it another look. There will be some lace and some bits and bobs that will be dangling and hanging from the pages, but I think it's going to come together gorgeous. So we'll just kind of go along and watch the progress as she happens. Thank y'all for hopping on for a hot second. Sorry I've been MIA. I will try my hardest to be much better about that. Whether we be working in this or on something else, I will try. I will try harder to not be so lazy. All right, you guys, have an awesome rest of your day, whatever you're doing, and hope to see you soon. Bye for now.